Dear Diary, it is a Sunday evening in November 2018. I am an intellect, sitting here in my room with a glass of milk in my hand, contemplating about my grand experience yesterday. I went out with a friend to have Korean fried chicken at Momo Chicken in the city. It was a night that has profoundly changed me. Don't get me wrong, I sometimes had fried chicken, but somehow I never realized how magnificent it is until last night. I guess meditation works. Mindfulness does make me see things in a totally different light. Korean fried chicken, half spicy, half soy is, I must say, one of the most glorious creations of human history. I'd been excited thinking about those pieces of chicken on the way from home to the city. I even wore a yellow dress because it reminded me of fried chicken. Unlike how life always does, the fried chicken never disappoints. How could somebody say life is meaningless when there exist those fried chickens that silently, even though not voluntarily, go through great extent of suffering to bring joy to us humans, bring joy to the people who live in the small city called Brisbane, a city humbly snugging along the east coast of Australia where winter lasts 1 month and other seasons are too lazy to do the transition that's just fucking hot for the rest of the year. If you're having an existential crisis, congratulations, you've traveled this far. You must have acquired certain knowledge to be aware that life is suffering, that we're just a speck of dust in the universe and we all die, and that no matter how proud of a son or a daughter we are, no one will remember. You must have also come out of tremendous pain of sickness, of rejection, of your loved one leaving, of humiliation, of bitterness, of disappointment, of failures. You must have known how limited we are as human beings. Our eyes only respond to a fraction of electromagnetic spectrum. Our brains are prisoners of 12 cognitive biases. Our emotions are caused by the hedonic treadmill, genetics, and the ways our parents interacted with us when we were babies permanently sow the seeds of tendencies that later on become a thick layer of filter, preventing us from perceiving the reality as it is. We all chase after certain things, on yearn for certain things, run away from certain things, sometimes with the utmost certainty that the things that we're running towards and away from are in fact the same thing. Maybe that's why Christianity says we are born sinners, and Buddhism says we all carry karmas from the past. Counting on the years of evolution, from that one tiny cell floating around the ocean to a full-on human being, we are all ancient walking machines. We possess our individualities. Many times we arrogantly think our individualities are the creations of our own and our own alone. However, the remnant of our ancestors, in fact, the dirt, the mud, the tools that we use to build our individualities. So one may ask, then how much of ourselves are ours and in our control? I wouldn't say it's impossible to be in control of your own mind and your own actions. It's just very hard. So hard that only a few people could do it. For the rest of us, the sense of control is an illusion. Everything ever created is a dice game of God. It may sound pretty depressing, but that's why my encounter with Korean fried chicken, or even my relationship with Korean fried chicken, is 1 in a million chance. Had chickens never made it through the evolution arena, just like 99% of animals that ever existed? Had somebody in Korea never, instead of deciding to just stop at frying the chickens and just make KFC, proceeded to invent a whole array of sauce that made it million times better? Had Australia never been discovered? Had I decided to stay in my old job and not been too impulsive to throw all away to come to Australia, the Korean fried chicken in the store and I would have never met. Under the grace of fried chicken, I found meaning in life again. I am in this vessel of a small girl. The vessel had dents and scratches. It has limits and drawbacks. Sometimes it goes berserk or run out of fuel in critical times, but I'm good. I'm here to enjoy the ride. I'll be there when she suffers. I'll feel the pain that mercilessly squeezes her cells, and I look at the dark cloud of her thoughts. I'll be there when she's joyful. I'll feel the sun ray dancing on her cheeks, and I'll immerse myself in the brilliant color of her mind. And especially, ultimately, I'll be there when she goes to eat fried chicken. Maybe someday she gets sick of fried chicken, but she would definitely find something else to be her muse, just as fried chicken once is. Lastly, on my final note, I hope you will find your own fried chicken too. Sincerely, me.